Deep inside the asteroid belt, something massive began to move. It was not a base, not a station. It was a warship, longer than 10 city blocks, black as night, silent as a shadow. It had slept for over 500 years, hidden inside a hollowed-out asteroid, powered down, forgotten by everyone, except Earth's top command. Now, it woke up. Its name blinked in red across old screens. Raven 1. Project Revenant QOD Bilac. Rain stood on the bridge of the Mars base, eyes locked on the feed. He had never seen the ship in real life, only in legends, only in war records. They said the Revenant was Earth's final weapon. Too strong, too dangerous, too powerful to control in normal times. Now was not a normal time. The Omega bomb was on its way. If it reached Earth, everything would die. We need the Revenant, Rain said. We need its fire. Soren, the Gen warrior, stood beside him. How do we even control it? Rain turned to the AI. Activate Revenant protocols. The AI responded. Project Revenant activated. Reactor charging. Weapons online. Shields at 74%. Awakening command core. Now. Inside the Revenant, old lights flickered on. Turrets unfolded. Energy shields hummed to life. And in the center, a large control pod opened. Inside was a human. Frozen. Sleeping. Commander Elira Voss. She was Earth's top strategist in the First Galactic War. Rain had only read about her. She led Earth's forces into the final battle and vanished. She was part of Project Revenant, frozen in time in case Earth ever needed her again. Now that time had come. Her pod opened. She gasped and took a deep breath. "Where am I?" she asked. A voice answered from the ship's eye. "Commander Elira Voss. Time. 543 years since last input. Mission. Earth defense. Threat. Omega bomb inbound. Council forces active." The Lyra's eyes narrowed. Her voice became sharp, focused. "Good," she said. "Wake the engines. Prepare the guns." She stood, put on her battle suit, and walked to the command seat. Time to finish what we started. Back on the Mars base, Rain received her transmission. Her voice came through clear. "Commander Rain Ward, I'm taking control of Revenant. It's good to hear a human voice again." Rain smiled. "Welcome back, Commander. The Council is coming hard." Elira replied, "Then let's hit them harder." The Omega bomb was still far, 6 days away, but it was protected by a massive escort fleet, thousands of ships, fighters, battleships, flagships, all around one glowing weapon, flying straight toward Earth. If it reached the planet, nothing would survive. Rain looked at the screen. "All ships, form up," he ordered. "We meet them halfway." Across the solar system, Earth's awakened fleet moved. From Mars, from the Moon, from Saturn, and deep Earth bunkers, hundreds of ships rose into space. Fast, sharp, silent, each one ready for the final battle. Commander Elira's Revenant led the charge. The giant ship moved with slow power, too big to hide, too strong to fear anything. Inside, Elira stood with calm fire in her eyes. "Charge the main cannon," she ordered. The AI responded. "Cannon ready in 3 minutes. Target, Council flagship." The enemy didn't expect Earth to attack first. They were preparing to invade, slowly, carefully. But now, Earth's fleet came charging at them like lightning from the dark. The first wave hit hard. Explosions lit up the stars. Earth's stealth fighters struck and vanished. Council ships tried to form ranks, but Earth's AI systems were faster, smarter, more focused. In the middle of the battle, the Revenant's cannon charge. Elira pointed at the largest enemy ship. Fire. A beam of pure white light blasted through space. It cut through 3 enemy ships before the 4th one exploded like a sun. The entire Council fleet paused. They had never seen a weapon like that. Elira whispered, "They forgot us, but we never forgot them." Back on Earth, people watched the battle from deep bunkers. Screens showed the fight live. For the first time in centuries, they saw hope. Children cheered. Old soldiers stood with tears in their eyes. "We're still here," one whispered. "We're still fighting." But the Omega bomb still moved. It was getting closer. Rain looked at the screen. "If that bomb reaches us, none of this matters." Elira responded, "Then we don't let it." She ordered the Revenant to move forward, cutting through more enemy ships. Earth's fleet followed, breaking the enemy line. The battle grew more intense. Explosions, debris, flashes of light. Then, the Omega bomb came into view. It was huge, glowing red, covered in alien tech and heavy shields. Rain whispered, "There it is." The final fight was near. Earth had one last chance to stop the end. In the cold dark of space, something old began to move. Deep inside the moon, under gray rock and ancient dust, a huge metal door opened. No one had seen it in 500 years. Behind it, silent machines stood in perfect rows, ships from Earth's final war. They were black, sharp, and built for one reason: to fight. Now, they were waking up. Red lights turned green. Engines rumbled softly. Guns clicked into place. The old voice of the AI spoke again. "Fleet awakening. 12% complete. Power systems stable. Targeting calibration online." Commander Rain watched from a control room inside the Antarctica vault. The screen in front of him showed hundreds of blinking dots. Each one was a warship. "These ships," he said, "they still remember." The AI answered. "Design, invisible to alien radar, powered by zero-point energy, built for planetary defense and deep space assault." Rain turned to another screen. It showed hidden Earth bases, one on Mars, one inside an asteroid near Jupiter, and one floating near Saturn's rings. They had stayed quiet for centuries, waiting for this signal. Now they responded. Each base sent the same message back to Rain. Status: alive. Ready. Far away on the edge of the galaxy, a galactic patrol ship passed near Saturn. It was small, only 3 aliens on board, but fast and armed. The patrol was routine. They had done it many times before. Earth had fallen. There was nothing left to fear. But this time, something was different. Their scanners picked up a strange energy pulse near the rings. "What is that?" the alien pilot asked. "Old debris, maybe," said the commander. Suddenly, a shadow passed in front of them. A black ship appeared for just a second, then vanished. No signal, no sound. Then, boom. The patrol ship exploded in a bright flash. Nothing was left but dust and metal pieces. Back on the Council planet, a red alarm beeped. "Lost contact with Patrol 49s," a guard said. "Pirates?" asked Counselor Varn. "No, no trace. Just gone." They looked at each other, uneasy. Something was wrong. Back on Earth, Rain smiled. He stood inside a small stealth ship named Spectre, the first ship to awaken. Fast, silent, deadly. It had no crew, just Rain and the AI. He flew it back into the secret Earth vault and stepped out. The AI spoke again. "Spectre test complete. Enemy ship destroyed. Zero detection." Rain nodded. "Good," he said. "Let's send a message now, but only to those who still believe in Earth." He sat back at the control desk and began typing. Old codes, hidden channels. Only a few would understand the message. The message said, "Project Phoenix has begun. Earth is not dead. Join us, or stay silent." It was sent to a few trusted contacts, old friends. Some were not human. One of them, a gen named Soren, received it on a mining colony near the edge of Council space. Soren's eyes went wide. "It can't be," he whispered. "They said Earth was gone." He played the message again. Rain's voice was older now, deeper, but still full of fire. "They crushed our cities. They burned our sky. But they forgot one thing. Humans don't quit." Soren stood and looked around. He had once fought beside humans. He knew their strength, their loyalty, their pain. He turned to his team. "We're going to help them," he said. His second-in-command looked nervous. "That's treason." "No," Soren said. "That's honor." Meanwhile, Rain continued waking the fleet. Huge ships shaped like spears floated out of the moon base. Others, shaped like hammers and wings, launched from Mars. Some were as big as cities. All of them were black. All of them were silent. And all of them were invisible to the Galactic Council. The AI spoke again. "Fleet awakening. 71% complete. All systems nominal." Rain looked at the screen. A large red mark glowed in the center. It was the location of the Council's main command station, a giant space station near a blue star. One day, he would go there. But not yet. "First," he said, "we take back our system. We take back Sol." He stared out at the cold stars, eyes full of fire. "Let them keep dancing in the dark," he whispered. "They don't know we're coming." And far above Earth, an old satellite blinked back to life. It sent a single signal across the stars. Earth lives. The stars were quiet. The war was over. The Galactic Council watched Earth from their high tower on the planet Kareth. Their alien leaders smiled and raised their glasses. They believed it was finished. "Earth is gone," said Counselor Varn, a tall creature with silver eyes. "Humanity is no more." They had waited many years for this day. Earth had fought hard. Their weapons were strange. Their ships moved fast. But in the end, Earth was only one planet. The Galactic Council ruled thousands of worlds. The war was unfair, and Earth had lost. Now the ruins of Earth lay in silence. Cities burned. Oceans boiled. Satellites fell from the sky. No human signals were heard for months. Alien patrols scanned the planet every day. Nothing moved. No life signs. Earth was quiet. But far below the ice of Antarctica, something was not quiet. Deep inside the frozen ground, a machine made a soft beep. Then another. Lights blinked in the darkness. A voice spoke inside a metal room. "Warning. Galactic signal detected. Protocol Phoenix activated." In a sealed cryopod, a man slept. His name was Commander Rain Ward. He was a soldier, a pilot, and one of Earth's last war commanders. But he had been frozen for over 500 years. The machine spoke again. "Commander Rain, wake up. Earth needs you." Steam hissed. The pod opened slowly. Rain gasped and sat up. His eyes blinked in the dim light. His body was weak, but his mind was sharp. He looked around the small underground vault. Dust covered everything. "What year is it?" he asked, his voice dry. The AI answered, "Year 3367. Earth has fallen." Rain stood up. His legs shook. He grabbed a nearby handle and steadied himself. The air was cold, but his heart burned with fire. He walked to the control panel. The screens were old, but they still worked. Images of the Earth War flashed before him. Cities destroyed, ships falling, humans crying. Rain closed his eyes for a moment. He remembered his daughter, her smile, her laughter, her last words before the bombs dropped. He opened his eyes. "Is the fleet ready?" he asked. The AI paused, then said, "Ancient fleet status, 43% operational. Hidden bases, secure. Power systems, charging." Rain nodded. He touched a button on the screen. Maps appeared, old maps, showing hidden locations on the Moon, Mars, and Saturn. Earth had built secret bases long ago, places the aliens never found, places where their strongest ships were sleeping. Begin awakening the fleet, Rain said. Far away, deep under the moon's surface, another machine blinked to life. Then another, hidden under Mars. Then another, floating quietly near Saturn's rings. The old fleet, Earth's last hope, was coming alive. Rain walked down a hallway, passing glass rooms filled with strange weapons, armor, and old tech. Earth had lost the war, but it had not given up. It had planned for this day. It had prepared. Inside a dark room, Rain saw a wall full of names. Thousands of names. Soldiers, engineers, pilots. People who had trusted him. Many were dead. Some were still frozen, waiting. He touched the wall gently. "We're not done," he whispered. "Not yet." Suddenly, the AI spoke again. Council message intercepted. Translation: Earth defeated. Human resistance, 0. Victory confirmed. Rain's eyes narrowed. "They think we're gone," he said. He smiled for the first time in centuries. But it was not a happy smile. It was sharp, full of quiet rage. He went to the vault's command chair and sat down. The old systems responded to his touch. A deep hum began to fill the room. Lights turned blue. He pressed a single button. The screen showed the words, Project Phoenix, Phase 1, Awake. Somewhere in deep space, old ships turned on their lights. Engines warmed up. Cannons rotated. Armor plates clicked into place. They were slow. They were old. But they were deadly. And they were invisible to the Council's eyes. The galaxy had forgotten Earth. But Earth had not forgotten the galaxy. Rain looked at the stars on the screen. He spoke softly. "We were silent. We were patient. Now we rise." And the old machines listened. The stars were no longer silent. The Galactic Council's pride was broken. 3 of their patrols were gone. A strong base near Jupiter had been destroyed. And still, they had no answers. No enemy was seen. No warnings were given. Only a few words were left behind. "We are still here." In a dark meeting room on the Council's homeworld, angry voices filled the air. Councillor Varn slammed his fist on the table. "This is not a ghost. This is war." "They are humans," said a scout leader. "We believe they were never fully destroyed." "But how?" asked another. "We scanned Earth. No signals. No signs of life." "They hid," Varn said, his voice cold, "like rats in the dark. And now they bite." He looked at the screen in front of him. It showed the burning base near Jupiter, ships torn in half, weapons stolen, nothing left. "Prepare the full fleet," Varn ordered. "Block every system around Earth. If humans want war again, we will finish it." Far away, on Mars Base 1, Rain watched the Council's reaction. He could see their fleets moving. Thousands of ships were heading toward the Sol system. Rain didn't panic. He smiled. "It begins," he said. Soren, his alien ally, stood beside him. "They're sending everything." Rain nodded. "Let them." He turned to the AI. "Is the fleet ready?" The AI answered. "Phoenix fleet, 93% active. Planetary guns online. Defense shields at 80%. Reinforcements coming from Moonbase and Saturn." Rain walked into the war room. Huge screens showed maps of space, ship formations, and attack plans. He pressed a button. The voice of Rain echoed across hidden bases all over the solar system. "To all remaining warriors of Earth, this is Commander Rain Ward. The enemy is coming. They think we are weak. They think we are alone. But they are wrong. This is our home. This is our fight. Stand ready. The war returns, and this time, we finish it." Across the system, soldiers old and young stood tall. In the moon base, old pilots entered their ships again. On Saturn's base, giant cannons turned toward the stars. Even on Earth, deep underground, New systems powered on. Earth was not dead. Earth was preparing to strike back. Soon, the galactic fleet entered the edge of the solar system. Thousands of ships, fighters, cruisers, flagships, the full invasion force. They moved fast, scanning for targets. But the space was empty. Too quiet. Then, just as they passed near Pluto, boom, mines exploded. Ships shattered into pieces. Before they could respond, Earth's stealth ships attacked from the shadows. Black ships moved like ghosts, firing with perfect aim. Alien ships fired back wildly, but hit nothing. A voice echoed on the Council ships' radios. "You came to erase us. Now we erase you." Panic spread. Council ships broke formation. Some turned to flee. But Earth's eye-controlled drones were waiting. Explosions lit up the edge of space. Commander Rain watched it all from Mars. "They came with fire," he said, "but we are the storm." Back at the Council's homeworld, another emergency meeting began. This time, no one argued. Everyone was afraid. "We lost over 300 ships," one general said. "They outsmarted us." Another added, "Their tech, it's far beyond what we thought." Councillor Varn sat in silence. His hands trembled slightly. "They were never weak," he whispered. "They were waiting." He stood slowly and gave a dark command. "Send the Omega bomb. We end this. Now." The room fell silent. Even the generals looked shocked. The Omega bomb was the Council's final weapon. A planet killer. It had never been used. "Is that wise?" one asked. "They may still surrender." "No," Varn said sharply. "They won't stop. And if they win, we lose everything." He turned toward the stars. "Prepare the bomb. Aim it at Earth." On Mars, Rain received the news. The Council had sent the Omega bomb, a weapon strong enough to destroy Earth completely. Rain's face turned dark. "They've chosen extinction." Soren stepped forward. "What do we do now?" Rain turned to the screen. The bomb was still far, 1 week away. "We intercept it. We stop it before it gets close." He opened a secret file marked Project Revenant. Soren looked confused. "What is that?" Rain answered with steel in his voice. "It's Earth's last card. A ship they never found. A ship they feared. It was too dangerous to use in the First War, but now we have no choice." Far away, hidden deep in the asteroid belt, a giant ship powered on. Its name blinked on the screen. Raven 1. Earth's most powerful weapon was finally waking up.